Well, hello and welcome back to some more Football Manager 2023 and another part of the Journeyman. And today we are back on the job hunt. If you didn't see or catch the end of yesterday's episode, we were finally sacked as manager of Fulham. What did also come about is the Portsmouth job, which is an interesting one. He has been sacked. Wayne Brown has been sacked by Portsmouth. They are currently down in 23rd. They've struggled this season. And I'm interested in the job, to say the least. We are going to declare our interest in it as well. There aren't any other jobs particularly that look interesting right now. We don't really want to drop down to League One if we don't have to. And I'm not really in the mood for, joining a international team that are struggling in Europe particularly. Now, the only thing with the Portsmouth job, in terms of salary, we were earning £23,000 a week at Fulham, and previously £35,000 a week. If Portsmouth are only offering, £5,000, £6,000, £7,000, that's not really going to be enough to tempt me back, I'm afraid. So I'll push on, and we'll see if any more jobs come up. If we have any interviews, I'll let you know. Well, what was I saying about international football? I didn't apply, didn't do anything. Cyprus apparently want me, as do Hungary. I'm going to be honest, neither of these jobs are particularly attractive, especially at this point of our career. I'm not prepared to move abroad for a smaller salary to countries where I don't even know what they call football. Well, this is an interesting one. Wayne Rooney has been sacked by Luton Town. Now, Luton Town in the Premier League, they are 20th now, but they weren't doing too badly. They're certainly in a lot better position than Fulham were last season. I certainly don't expect them to stay up, put it that way. But I think it's worth putting our hat into the ring. We'll see what comes of it. I think it would be definitely a much bigger job than the one at Fulham. A harder job. Barnsley are asking for a manager as well, but they're in League One. No other jobs that are particularly interesting to me. But yeah, will Rooney now go to Fulham? Is he still wanted by Fulham? He is. So that's interesting. I'm actually the favourite for the Portsmouth job, which is interesting enough. I don't know if Fulham are still... have they played a match since I left? No, they haven't. So not a lot of time has passed. There's just obviously going to be a lot going on at this part of the season where teams are trying to change their manager. Wow. Portsmouth job application unsuccessful. I am baffled. I was certain we would get that interview, mainly because we were a manager recently. They want to take the club into a different direction. So Eric Eisner's been on the blower and said, "Sorry, Joe. We don't want you." And we're still favourite for the Portsmouth job, but we're not going to get it. However, we have been offered a job interview by Luton Town back in the Premier League. Now that's looking like a much more desperate situation than it was. If you look at their schedule, other than a 4-0 victory over Everton, this guy looks good. Keane Lewis Potter. Don't know who he is, but he looks pretty good. They've really struggled recently. They do have a few home games coming up. I'd fancy to give it a go if we were given the job. At this stage, I think we are needing a job. But, I'll attend the interview and I'll let you know if anything interesting pops up. Well, we didn't get the Luton job. It was a tricky interview, to be honest with you, but they were happy with it enough. Eddie Howe has taken charge now. Eddie Howe was the man we replaced at Fulham, so I'm happy for Eddie Howe. I do like him as a manager. Of course, he's in charge of the Toon in real life and doing a great job there. And look at his contract. We would have definitely taken that Luton Town job, but yeah, what a shame. Looks like Miroslav Klose will be joining Portsmouth. We're still favourite for the job, but he's awaiting a work permit to become their manager. Ruud van Nistelrooy is favourite for the Fulham job, but who knows anymore. There are a couple of jobs in Poland going. Lechia Gdansk potentially could be a place that we go. It wouldn't be me ideal solution at this point in time in the journeyman, but we may well have to potentially look at that. We look at that squad, and I'd have some fun with the pronunciations, wouldn't I? But you look at that wage bill, 125,000, and I just don't think they'll be able to give me enough money to up sticks in London in my swanky £4.3 million apartment and go off into Poland. But that we might be having to look abroad after Christmas if we're not getting any jobs, because there's not really any suitable jobs coming up. You've got Chelsea coming soon, potentially. I don't think Chelsea will touch us with a barge pole. Bournemouth and Preston, again, Presley's just gone to Preston. I don't think that's going to be the right job for us. So it might be some time before we find ourselves a job, but we'll keep plugging away. And fingers crossed we can get a good job somewhere. Well, this is an interesting one. Empoli have offered us a job from Italy. They are in Serie A at the moment. They're currently 17th in Serie A. Now, as I say, we need to start thinking about jobs that aren't necessarily attractive in England, because we're just not getting anywhere at the moment. There's no jobs coming about in England, so we'll give it a go. We'll see how it goes. Of course, it's going to be tricky to apply for Empoli. I mean, apparently we are wanted by them, which is always a good sign. But our adaptability is only 1. So they might not accept my vision for the club, but we'll see. It might be a fun little project over in Italy. Oh, it's happened again. We haven't got the Empoli job. They were happy with the interview, but Montella has gone back there. He was an Empoli player. When we're up against those, it's just never going to happen, is it? There are a few jobs insecure. There's none out there for us at the moment. Obviously, Huddersfield and Bristol Rovers down in League One, but we're not at a desperate point where we need a job. We're living off the payoff. We're still in our 4.3 million property. We can probably survive till the summer before we start to think about jobs elsewhere. But Eddie Howe already under pressure at Luton. Nottingham Forest is a potential job as well. We'll see how that goes. Both of those are looking pretty lost causes, but I'm not that interested in another lost cause battle. I'll be completely honest with you on that one. Leicester definitely looking like a team that we could go to. We did declare our interest in that job. And then into the Championship, I'm still looking at the likes of Fleetwood potentially. Sacking their manager. Birmingham is a possibility. Derby County. Wolves, if they drop off somewhat. They seem to be coming good now, though. If you look at their schedule, they're doing a very, very good job. And in the Europa League, I think they're top of the Europa League. So, yeah, they're an unbelievable team and they're in the Championship. It's pretty ridiculous, isn't it? But we'll continue on. Of course, the longer we go through January, the less likely we're going to end up at a club where we can make a lot of change come the end of the season. But we'll give it our best shot. Well, this is a very odd move from Leeds United. They have sacked Jesse March, who has been there for a long, long time, nearly 10 years, 8 years in total. And Leeds are currently in ninth position in the Premier League. I think that's an absolutely bonkers decision. I mean, if you look at where they're predicted to finish ninth. It really is an odd one. When they're 1 point behind European football, they're well safe of any relegation troubles. It's an odd one, but we've thrown our hand into the ring. We'll declare interest in the job as well. But that is a big one. I mean, we'd definitely be landing on our feet if we got the Leeds job. Goodness me. Well, here we go then. Leeds United offer the job interview. I mean, this would be massive. I really would like the Leeds job, to say the least. So let's head into the interview. Hello, Joe. We've invited you along today so we can put forward our vision for the club and allow you to suggest any alterations should we decide to hire you. Okay, glad you're giving me the opportunity. You've previously been embroiled in media controversies. I mean, this is just nonsense. There you go. Right. We want to ensure that the dressing room atmosphere is much better than it was under our previous manager. Yes, let's go for that. We tend to give our managers time and stability they need to get the job done. I want a long-term job at Leeds. I'd love to take Leeds back to being a title-winning side. That would be awesome if we could pull that off. We're happy with where we are right now. But we're now looking for someone capable of taking this team to the next level. Can you make that a reality? Whoever gets the job doesn't need to make wholesale changes. It seems to be set up well from my perspective. Let's flatter the board. We would like to know, when do you intend to establish yourself as a club's manager? Are you able to take charge now, or do you need more time to join the club? Happy to take charge immediately. Would you be comfortable working with our director of football? I would. As part of the recruitment process, I'd require a small budget, potentially. We would like to share our vision for the future. So this is Leeds United. They've just sacked a guy that they've had in charge for 8 seasons. He's done a terrific job with Leeds. Let's see if they've got some lofty ambitions or something. Right, they want to work within the wage budget. That's fine. Obviously, some contractual stuff. They want to be challenging for the Europa Conference League by the end of the season. They definitely... challenge... so they're in the Europa Conference League. Okay, so they want a challenge for winning that. They want to record a top-half finish, be competitive in the cups, and work towards developing the best youth system in the country. So that is where their vision lies, and I love that. I love that. They want to win the Europa Conference League next season. They want to maintain a top-half finish for the next few years. Develop the best. Okay, it looks like the club has an exciting future. It really does. We aren't in a position to set expectations. That's fine. What's next? Do you have anything to request? No. That concludes the interview. Thank you very much for an enlightening discussion. We'll be in touch. That sounds positive. And there we go. Hannard set to take over Leeds United following interview. Bookmaker saw as one of a number of people before the news of that. Now we're 4-1. I've suddenly become the favourite for the job. Okay. I mean, that would be... how on earth we've blagged that, I really do not know. But a top-half Premier League side, that is perfect. That is what we want. That's why we've been waiting out. Oh, I'm excited now. It's got the old juices flowing. I think it might be happening, folks. I think it might be happening. Following your recent interview, I invite you to suggest any changes you would like to make to Leeds United's backroom staff setup. You will enjoy the freedom of altering the contracts or dispensing with the services of any staff currently contracted to Leeds. Staff at Leeds have already provided information on the roles and duties they are prepared to carry out upon your acceptance of the job. We'll begin transitioning immediately. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, we don't want to withdraw interest. We want to suggest changes Unfortunately, I don't think I can bring in my former staff. That is annoying. Can I do anything in terms of if I now go to Fulham, for instance? Let's go to Fulham, who, by the way, aren't doing much better than I believe we would have been doing at this point. Portsmouth look like they're going down, which is a shame for them. But yeah, you look at that. I mean, they lost loads of matches, then they've won some, then they've lost another one. They're very inconsistent, bless them. Can we now go into, for instance, Sam Hudson and add him to this? I don't think so. I mean, that seems like an odd thing. It really does. But that's fine. We'll suggest our changes. We'll just keep all of that as it is. There's no real need to do anything else. We'll continue on. I'm assuming we're going to get offered the job. And unless they're offering a pitiful amount of money, then we will be taking it. And there you go then. We have been approached by Leeds United. Well, it's a respectable wage. It's back to where we were. Wow. Right, promises. Acceptable dressing room atmosphere. No club job applications. Keep director of football in place. So that's the promises that we've made, apparently. We can delay for a week. We're not going to do that. We'll start some negotiations immediately. So here we go then. Leeds United's current offer. They want us to take charge immediately. Of course, that's going to be the case. They're offering us a 2 full season contract. I think that's fair enough. We're going to try and whip them up to £40,000 per week because we want an absolute castle in Leeds. We're going to suggest those terms. Ooh, they don't like that. Right, what about 39,000? Nope. 38,000? Yay! £38,000 per week. Come on! Hey! I mean, this is an awesome job to be getting. I'm absolutely buzzing to be going to Leeds. We'll finalise that deal. We'll exit the talks, and soon as I press continue, we will be joining Leeds. Let's just have a look at this situation. They're not in a place where they've lost all their players or so. I mean, look at this. What a start to the season they had. I suppose, since the turn of the year, they've only won 2 matches. They went out of the FA Cup pretty easily to Liverpool. I can see why he got sacked, Jesse Marsh, but I think he's potentially been a little hard done by here. It looks like our first couple of matches in charge of Leeds are going to be against Lugano, who are a Swiss side in the Europa Conference League round of 16. So there's still quite a way to go in this competition. I don't know exactly when everything is going to be taking place, but we'll try our best to win it. It would be awesome if we could win some European football this season. Our first Premier League match will be in charge against Luton Town. So we may well do the Lugano match today. I don't know. It depends kind of, how much we've got to do. Dominic Solanke is their star striker up top, but we've got Morgan Gibbs-White in there, Jack Harrison. Players that I recognise most definitely. But it is a big squad. It looks like it's going to be another rebuild job, really. If we go into CJS view, let's have a little look at that. So top goal scorer is Vitinha, who is 29 years old. But you look at the average age of that squad and you see maybe where the problem lies for Leeds United is lots and lots of players that are not in the prime of their career, should we say. I think we're going to be wanting to bring in some younger players, and that's going to be a thing at the start of next season. You know, there'll be a big rebuild over the summer. But we have been hired by Leeds. They have confirmed our appointment. Of course, eyebrows have been raised. I've got a decent record, 157 wins, 73 draws and 119 defeats. I also won a league title. His first game in charge will be against Lugano in the Europa Conference League on the 7th of March. He replaces previous manager Jesse Marsh. Marco Rose was considered to be the favourite, apparently, which I'm surprised about. Okay, Leeds are on a poor run of 5 games without a win, and with the end of season now in sight, then in 9th place. And of course, I think we've only got, around about 10 Premier League matches left. State-of-the-art training facilities, superb youth facilities, and exceptional youth recruitment. Of course, enjoying their greatest era of success in the 1970s. They've got a history to be proud of, boasting a total of 15 competition wins. They finished runners-up in the Champions League in 1975, won the top division in 69, 74, and 92, and are the 5-time runner-up. And, I think we can take this Leeds team to the next level. I do believe that. There is their squad, 4-1-2-1 or 4-3-3. A few little transfer obligations, a few people leaving at the end of the season, which is interesting. Nobody joining, though, which is good. And there is a confirmation of all of the expectations this season. They want us to play entertaining football, high tempo pressing. That's interesting. They want us to be competitive against Man United and Chelsea. Get the better of our rivals Galatasaray. Why are Leeds rivals with Galatasaray? Is that a competitive rivalry, or is that somebody let me know down in the comments? Why is that a thing? Schedule a press conference, of course, and we are in. Right. I wasn't expecting this. I really wasn't. There's our youth intake preview. We're going to have a good goalkeeper come in, a good attacking midfielder. But other than that, not a lot. Not a lot. There's the playing time expectations. There's the supporter profile, by the way, for Elland Road. Oh, this is going to be truly awesome. Yeah, I mean, we're already 22 minutes into the video. I kind of... we'll have a look at the squad, what we've got, and then, of course, we'll do the off-camera bits, and then tomorrow we'll do... maybe we'll do 3 matches tomorrow. Perhaps we'll do the Europa Conference last 16 match, and then we'll play Luton Town in the Premier League. So we'll get all 3 of those done tomorrow, as basically making up for the fact that it's kind of a cop-out not doing a match today. But this is our squad. Ability-wise, looking all right. Arthur Theatre is our best player. He's a centre-back. Looks good, heading. I mean, this guy looks like he's going to be a beast at corners. Is it awful that I'm thinking that? He joined on a free transfer. Wow. He's been at Rennes for the last few years, performing well. He's done well this season so far. He's a good Premier League player. Nice. This guy seems to be good as well. Emilio Lara, a 27-year-old Mexican centre-back. Again, very good tackling. This is a good team. £9 million they managed to sign him for. That's an awesome signing. And for some reason, he's not been playing too much, but maybe he's been injured, has he? A pulled calf muscle suffered. No, he's just not really. Oh, he's unregistered. Wow. Oh, he's unregistered for the Conference League. What about the Premier League? Surely he's registered for the Premier League, not the Conference League, though. Cristiano, who's this guy? He is a new gen. He's a defensive midfielder, 23-year-old Brazilian anchorman. Good tackling, decent decisions, decent anticipation, good all-round player, really. Decent passing there, good long shots. I think he could potentially become a deep line playmaker. You look at those attributes and you think, yeah, that should be the sort of role he's playing, especially if you pop him onto support instead of... well, I suppose you could have him on defend, but I think we want to get him training up to be a deep line playmaker. I think that's where his future is going to lie down the line. So let's get him in training as a deep line playmaker. Fadil Ramadani, who is another defensive midfielder, but can play in defence, right back, and attacking midfield, but doesn't like being right in the middle. He likes being forward or back, can't be in the middle. Weirdo. £28 million they signed him for this summer from Sporting Lisbon. Again, looks decent. He's got a little bit of potential about him. I'm looking at that. Defensive midfielder on support, but... yeah, I mean, his long shots aren't great. His vision's pretty good. Again, you know, that says to me, other than his technique, that looks to me as a sort of deep line playmaker. If we can work on certain parts of his game, you know, maybe defensive midfielder support actually works a little bit better for him. But we could play with two DMs. Goodness me. Then we've got this guy, Ansgar Nauf, who can basically play everywhere. He's a Ghanaian right back, right midfielder, right winger, can play on the left wing as well. He's essentially a winger, but I think he has been playing at right back, probably. Let's just have a little look at his form. How many... Oh, he's played 25 games this season. What's that on about, then? What's that on about? Interesting. All teams? No? I don't know why it's not telling us what he's been doing, but yeah, there you go. He's had a good season so far. Thiago Santos, there's your right back for you. 27-year-old Portuguese right back, looks exactly like the sort of player I want to play with, and has been at Leeds for many, many years. Very good. Vitinha, as we mentioned, you know, at Leeds, he's... been at Manchester City in the past as well, but the last 4 seasons he's done a ridiculous job in front of goal. I think he's going to be somebody that we're going to be basing our attack around. Likes to be a pressing forward. I'm looking at those attributes and thinking complete forward. Oh yes, I think he's going to be a complete forward, even an advanced forward. But to be fair, pressing forward, he's pretty impressive as well. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I'm going to be very, very intrigued to know what he likes to do. I don't know why his form won't... Yeah, that's weird. That's not popping up. Jack Harrison, he, of course, is an American player, plays for Leeds in real life. He's been in on loan from Man City for many, many years, then joined for 11 million back in 21-22. He has been there many, many years. As I say, he's always done well for them. Being a dependable player, can play on either wing, can now play a little bit further back as well. Definitely probably going to merge him into a midfielder as his pace naturally deteriorates. But I think he's got another season in him, even though he's 33 years old. We've got Sergio Gomez, who is a 29-year-old Spanish left-back. Wow, these are some attributes, all right, aren't they? Goodness me, this is a Hannard team through and through. Really is. Attacking wing-backs, very good central defenders. This is exciting. This is really exciting. So he's come in. He's going to be a brilliant left-back, I would imagine. We've got Brendan Aronson, who's American. Was he brought in real life? I don't know. But yeah, from Red Bull Salzburg, must have been. Surely that's a thing from real life. Wow. You know, he looks pretty decent as well in behind the striker. It's calling out for a 4-2-3-1 at the moment. We've then got Leonardo Aquino, who is an Argentinian centre-back. Looks like he's been getting the bulk of the playing time this year. I can see why. He's a very, very solid player. I think will be a good backup to Lara, but I wouldn't say he's our best option there. This guy's out on loan, Noel Aseko Nkili, 24-year-old German midfielder, can also play centre-back. He is transferred, actually, so he is joining Sampdoria at the end of the season, so I might actually just demote him to the under-21 squad. There's no point us seeing that. Christian Pulisic, amazingly, is playing for Leeds. 28.5 million he signed for a couple of seasons ago. Hasn't really hit the height that he did at Tottenham or before that Newcastle United. He's just struggled to get into teams, hasn't he? But I tell you what, he might well get into one of my teams. His attributes are on the decline a little bit, maybe not as good a player as he used to be. And that's kind of where we're at. I don't want to go through everybody, of course. Our top goal scorer is Vitinha. We've got Morgan Gibbs-White here as well, 30 years old now. He joined from Nottingham Forest for 17.5 million. Did a better job for Forest than he has done for Leeds. Can play in the middle of the park as well as behind the striker. And I think will probably be an important player. He has scored 11 goals this season, so we can't discount that. 8 for Jack Harrison. Nauf's scored a few as well. Dominic Solanke is here, 32 years old, 2.5-star ability. Oh, I mean, what a career this of 37 million. Wow, whoever, I don't know who Bournemouth's negotiator is, but how on earth did they get that? That is ridiculous. Top assists is Mark Roca there, who seems to be our midfield spine player, basically. 33 years old. I actually haven't his best season yet at the club, which is interesting. At his age. And top average rating belongs to this guy, Thiago Santos. Not surprising. Vitinha up there as well. And now a few players have only played one match, I presume, in the FA Cup. Trust me, a lot of these players will be going down. I'm seeing a lot of two stars and 1.5-star abilities. Top potential guys, this guy Michael Sant, who is a 19-year-old central midfielder, got some okay attributes in there, good technique, good work rate, decent bravery. He's not very determined, so probably won't hit his potential. Has only played one game for us this year, played okay down in League One last season, potentially Premier League's standard in the future. But let's have a little look into the dev centre. Yeah, quite a few with decent potential. I wouldn't say we're rolling with it, considering we have got good youth recruitment and whatever. Maybe it's our junior coaching that we need to work on going forward to make sure we get the best possible players through. But yeah, there will be, pretty much all of these guys down here. Bar Solanke will more than likely be going down. I've not seen a goalkeeper yet. I'm a bit worried. We've got this guy, Thomas Strakosha, 34-year-old Albanian goalkeeper from Empoli, interestingly enough. He came in for £800,000 a season, was at Brentford previously, kept a hell of a lot of clean sheets over in Italy. Doing an okay job this season, but could be better. We don't have any other goalkeepers of note. Josh Clark looks like the only other one, and did play a hell of a lot of matches for Leeds last season. How on earth did they do as well as they did with a goalkeeper of that standard? That shows the quality of the rest of the squad. Let's just have a look at how Leeds have done over the last few years. So last season they finished 8th, the season before that in 12th. 6th the year before that, qualified for the Europa League. 11th the year before that, 7th. So they seem to yo-yo between European football and mid-table. We'll hopefully make them into a consistent top 7 side. That's got to be the ultimate aim. I think we've got a good chance of doing that this season. If we can tempt the squad to like us. Let's have a little look at dynamics just in case. Oh, they're not necessarily on board just yet, but we will see how it goes. Their cohesion is very high. The club atmosphere, I think, is going to be good as well. So I think it's exciting times ahead for this Leeds United side. I'm looking forward to seeing how we get on in terms of the Europa Conference League. Of course, we will be back with that next time out. We've obviously got the Emirates FA Cup as well. Looking forward to seeing... actually, we're out of the FA Cup. I forget we're so late in the season. But yeah, looking forward to seeing how we get on in these last few matches of the season. Looks like that, we've got a lot of the hard matches out of the way. We've still got City away, but other than that, I'm seeing a lot of winnable matches in there. So fingers crossed we can go and do something good. So there you go. Successful job hunt in the end. A long one. Don't get me wrong. I was worried until this Leeds job came up. I was worried we were going to have to drop down to League One, maybe League Two for next season. But the Leeds job came along. They wanted us. We wanted them. A match made in heaven. Let's not go and destroy what is happening at this club. It seems like good things are happening. There's some really top quality players. I think with the right tactic, the right training methods, I think we can take this squad to the next level, and I'm really, really buzzing to be on board, and hopefully we can have a good few years at Leeds United. But if you have enjoyed that, then give it a massive thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more Football Manager videos, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.